Hey everybody, Forest Explorer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at LockTalk, which is a medium web challenge in the 2024 Cyber Apocalypse CTF event that was put on by Hack the Box. So I've already downloaded our files and spawned our Docker, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got. All right, so it looks like we are looking at an API that is supposed to facilitate negotiations between companies and ransomware groups in a dystopian world. There are 3 available API endpoints. The first one looks like it generates a JWT token, but if we click on it, it says forbidden by administrative rules. So at least for now, that's blocked. The second endpoint looks like it allows us to access chat history by entering our JWT and a chat ID. Guessing it's a chat between companies and the ransomware groups. That one is locked until we get our JWT. And then finally, we have our flag endpoint, which retrieves our flag. So let's see if we can figure out how to generate a JWT. Let's start by opening our code here and see if we can find anything that looks interesting. So if we go to routes.py, you'll be able to see the 3 endpoints that we already know about. The first one, get ticket, is going to generate our JWT, and it assigns the claims of role as guest and user equals guest user, and then it generates the token with those claims. Next, it looks like it accepts tokens with the claims of guest or administrator. We can take a look at this authorized roles function in the middleware.py. So it's checking the JWT to make sure the roles are correct for that endpoint. And then the flag endpoint is only allowing administrators. So first of all, let's see if we can figure out how to generate our JWT, and then we'll see if we can update the claims to administrator so that we can access the flag. If we just try and curl that endpoint, let's see if that gives us anything. Let's get our IP address here. Curl. And then it was API/v1/get ticket. And we get a 403 request forbidden by administrative rules. We can see this in our code if we go to the haproxy.cfg file, and it says request deny if our path is API v1 get ticket. But there are different ways to try and bypass that. So don't know what's going on with my window there, but let's search for 403 bypass. And Hacktricks has a great list of different things that we can try. We're going to do some path fuzzing. So since we know this path is set, we're going to see if we can still access it by changing the path a little bit. So let's try fuzzing it. We're going to use wfuzz here. Let's open a new, there we go. New tab. We're going to do wfuzz. And to do that, we need to pass it our URL, which is going to be, it's going to paste that in there for me. And we want to fuzz it right here. And we're going to do API v1 get ticket. Then we need to pass it our word list. And we are going to use this Unicode word list right here, which is in seclist. So user share seclist fuzzing, and we want unicode.text. And then I like to add the TXT flag. That just adds color to the output, makes it a little easier to read. I also am going to hide the 403 codes and 404 just to make it a little easier to read the output. So we'll go ahead and let that run. It's going to take a minute, and then we'll come back and see what we get. All right, and we're back. Sorry about the cut there. I made the mistake of trying to zoom in a little bit and adjust my window while it was running, so the output got totally messed up. But we have our payload now. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and cancel this because we don't need to run it anymore. And we are going to try our request again. But we are going to use our payload this time to insert the character here. Oops. Yeah. We're going to, sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and try our request again here to see if we can get our JWT now. But we need to insert our payload. Let's see if I can do this without screwing everything up again. And we're going to do API v1 get ticket. And here we have our JWT. So let's go ahead and paste this into the browser and see if we're able to access the chat history. And it looks like we are. You can dig through these. I think all the messages are already available in the files that we have. So there's not a whole lot there that I can see, at least. It seems like the clear path forward is to be able to update our token to be able to retrieve the flag. So if we go back in here, we know we need to be able to update our role. And if we come down to requirements.txt, we can see that we are using Python JWT 3.3.3, which if you do a search for, we can see that it is vulnerable. Basically, the vulnerability, there's an issue with the check, and we can spoof those claims and update the token without actually re-signing it, so we don't need to find the secret key or anything like that. So this is our CVE right here that we want to look for. Let's see if we can find a POC that somebody has already made for us, so we don't have to do that all again. And we do. This page has a Python script that basically takes the token and upgrades the claim so that we can reuse the token with modified claims and hopefully be able to get the flag. So if we download this file, we'll come back here and we'll go ahead and run on Python 3, and I named it exploit.py. Let's just see what we need to add. So we need to put in our token with the TACJ flag, and then the claims we'll need to use our role equals administrator instead of user. So let's go ahead and run this exploit.py, and we'll start with J. Let's grab our token, paste that in there, and then actually we need role equals administrator, and user, we'll set that to administrator as well, even though I don't think that's part of the check. And this should give us a new token. And here we go. If we read this a little bit closer, we need to use the entire value that it outputs, including the curly braces. So when we copy this, let's make sure that we get the entire thing. Let's go ahead and copy that. And then let's go back to the API page here, paste it in, and there's our flag. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.